Hi, I'm Stephen Frost and I'm co-author of Building an Inclusive Organisation.
And I'm Raafi-Aladina, and I'm the other co-author of Building an Inclusive Organization.
This is a key question. How can you make an argument for inclusion? I think most people think of inclusion as a nice to have or some nebulous kind of hard to visualize idea that you might want to go for. I think at the end of the day it's quite practical. You can make the case for diversity by saying that we know now that diversity is correlated with much higher performing teams in terms of creativity, innovation, ideas and so forth. But the argument for inclusion is that if you don't include that diversity, you won't get any of the benefits. So if you're diverse without being inclusive, you actually might not get any of the benefits of diversity. You might come and go. But inclusion is about, keeping, growing, nurturing that diversity for mutual benefit.
Yeah, and I think the other argument is that there's a lot, while we have all this research around how it helps with creativity and innovation and decision-making, prediction, accuracy, things like that, we also have the research of this will actually help the bottom line of organizations. So while there's a legal component of why you might want to do this in terms of non-discrimination policies, and there's an ethical component obviously as well. You want to be a meritocratic organization. There is this business benefit that comes from it. And so it's not just doing it for these other people, it's for your own benefit that you're doing this. And the other side of what we know is that without that inclusion, diversity doesn't work. And in fact, can sometimes make things worse. So you need the atmosphere of the organization, the culture of the organization to adapt as much as the workforce itself. So, there's your easily citable fact that everybody latches onto, that if you are 15% more gender diverse than the industry median, then your returns, your actual money you make is also 15% higher than the median. If it's 15% more ethnically diverse, then your returns are 30% higher than the industry median. So there's that real tangible benefit that we can cite now. We have that data. So there's those kinds of facts and figures that we can cite. The other one that I really like is the James Surowiecki stuff, where he goes out and finds 10 Oxford economists and asks him to predict the stock market, and then he finds 10 random people on the streets of London and asks them to do the same thing. And you find that because of the diversity of approaches that come from asking a diversity of people, you end up with more accurate predictions than 10 experts in the field because they're coming from the same approach. So in the end, and they've mathematically modeled it out, diversity in a team can trump average IQ of that team.
That's massive. But furthermore, I'd say that what we find often is that we can give the kind of generic case for, and like Raafi's done pretty compellingly, I think, but to make it personal is to actually kind of get people to realize what's in it for me. Like, why should I be inclusive? And if you look at the average exec, today, they might be stressed, they might be tired, they might feel overworked, under pressure. And that's not surprising because the amount of information they have to process is increasing exponentially. So if you think about what we have to process to make decisions, it's just going up exponentially. But our cognitive capacity to process that information is not, especially on a Friday, right? The gap's getting bigger between what we are supposed to be processing and what we're able to. So one resource that's completely free and around us if we choose to include it is diversity. If you can include people who have as different perspective from you as you can handle, who are as different from you as you can handle, and include them, that's a free resource to see stuff that you would miss, to check your blind spots, to calibrate your thinking, to make better decisions. And that's in your own self-interest. So besides the kind of compelling generic case, this personal case I think is really important to challenge individuals directly to say, we're not asking you to be nice. It's nice if you could be nice, but we're not asking you to be nice per se. We're asking you to be smart about how you include different people to enlighten your own decision making.